Hello students, myself Jinalisha welcomes you on behalf of Saraswati International Academy. Today we will begin with the next part of the chapter, the living world. So students, in the last lecture we have discussed regarding the various taxonomic categories. There are 7 major taxonomic categories which includes kingdom, division or phylum. After that there is a class, order, family, genus and species. Out of that, in the last lecture we have studied regarding the 2 taxonomic categories. One is the species and another one is the genus. Now students, we will begin with the next taxonomic category, that is family. Now what is a family? A family is a group of the related genus. Now it contains the less number of the similarities when we compare it with the genus and species. More number of common characters are found within the organisms of the genus and species compared to the family. So what is a family? It is a group of the related genera with less number of similarities as compared to genus and species. So those families which share those genuses which share certain common characteristics, they will be placed in a one family. So number of common characters in the family will be less as compared to the genus and species. So all the genera of a family have common or correlated features. Now whatever genuses are included in family, that genuses will have certain similar or correlated features. Now when we consider a plant species, then in them the families are characterized on the basis of both vegetative and reproductive features. When we talk about the plants, we tell regarding the vegetative features of the plants and reproductive features of the plant. The stem, root and leaf basically are considered as the vegetative organs of the plants, and flowers, fruits and seeds, they are considered as the reproductive structures of the plant. So when we describe a plant family, both the reproductive as well as vegetative features will be considered. Now students, one thing you need to remember, that plant family will end in the suffix CEAE and the animal family will end in a suffix IDAE. We will take an example of a family. Now there is a family called as a Felidae. Which family students? Felidae family. Now what is family? It is an aggregate of genus. Those genuses which share certain common characteristics, they will be placed in one family. So there is a family called Felidae which includes 2 genus. One is the genus Panthera and another one is the genus Felis. Genus Panthera consists of the lion, tiger and leopard, and Felis is the genus which includes the cat. So basically now these organisms will share certain characteristics, common characteristics, and hence both these genus, there are certain common characteristics to both these genus Panthera and Felis, and hence they are placed into a family called as Felidae. Same way we will take an example of a plant family. So the students, name of the family is Solanaceae. What is the name of the family? Solanaceae. Now this family Solanaceae, it includes how many genuses? 3 genuses. Which are those 3 genus? Solanum, as I told you, it is a basically genus of potato. Then it consists of brinjal. Another genus included in the family Solanaceae is Datura and Pittania. So these 3 genuses, they share certain common characteristics, and as they share certain common characteristics, they are placed into a family, common family called as the Solanaceae. So that is regarding a family which is an aggregate of the genuses. Now students, the next taxonomic category is order. So order is a taxonomic category higher than family. So, what is an order? Order is a major taxonomic category. It is a taxonomic category which is a group of related families. Those families which share certain common characteristics will be placed into the one order. So, students, the number of common characteristics in the order will be less as compared to the family and genus. Keep in mind, student, this point. The number of common characteristics in an order will be less as compared to the family and genus. So, again the definition, the group of one or more related families that possess similar correlated characters which are lesser in number as compared to a family or a genera. So, what is an order? It is a group of one or more related families which share certain common characteristics, but the number of common characteristics will be lesser as compared to the genus and the family. See students, here we have mentioned the orders and family. First of all, we talk about the order Carnivora. Now this order Carnivora, it consists of two families. One is Canidae family and another one is the Felidae family. The Canidae family is including dog, wolf and fox, whereas Felidae family includes cat, leopard, lion, tiger, etc. Now these two families, they have certain characteristics in common and hence they are placed in an order Carnivora. Same way we will talk about the plant order Polemoniales. Now these Polemoniales, it includes two families. One is Solanaceae. This Solanaceae I mentioned earlier. It includes how many genuses? 3 genuses, Solanum, Datura and Pittania. And another family included in this polemonial order is Convolvulaceae, which includes sweet potato, morning glory as an examples. So students, these two particular families, they share certain characteristics in common and hence are placed into the order Polemoniales. So that is regarding the next category, taxonomic category, that is order. Now students, the next taxonomic category is a class. Class is considered as a major category. So what is a class? Class is a group of related orders. So those orders which share certain common characteristics will be placed into one class. So those orders with the certain similar characteristics, they are given a one major category that is called as a class. Class is a higher category compared to the order. We will take one example. Say for example, there are two orders. One order is Primata and another order is a Carnivora. Now this order Primata, it consists of monkey, gorilla and gibbon, and order Carnivora, it consists of tiger, cat and dog. Now these all organisms, they share certain common characteristics and all of them are placed into a single class called as the Mammalia. The order Primata and order Carnivora, which includes different organisms, but yet these two orders contain some common features, and as they possess some common features, they are placed in the class Mammalia. What do you think might be the common feature? All these organisms will be having the mammary glands, right? What they will be having? Mammary glands. The body will be covered with the hair. They will be having external ear. This might be some common characteristics within this organism. Hence, they are placed in one particular class called as Mammalia. Now, this class Mammalia, apart from these two orders, that is Primata and Carnivora, it will contain some others too. So that is regarding the class. So till now we have studied how many taxonomic categories? We have studied total 5 taxonomic categories. One is the species, then we have studied genus, then we studied family, we studied order and class. Now we will begin with the next taxonomic category, and that taxonomic category is division or phylum, and lastly we will be dealing with the family. Now students, the next taxonomic category is division or phylum. As I told you, the term phylum is used for animals and the term division is used for plants. So what do you mean by the term division or phylum? So basically it is a category which is higher than class, and all those classes which share certain common characteristics, they will be placed in the taxonomic category phylum or division. So basically the class with, it is a taxonomic category which consists of one or more class with certain correlated features. So students, phylum, it is a taxonomic category higher than the class. Phylum is a term which is used for animals, division is a term which is used for plant students. Now both these, whether it is a phylum or whether it is a division, they contain more than one class having some correlated features. So phylum or division is a group of one or more classes having certain correlated features or characteristics. Say for example, we consider a phylum Chordata. As it is a phylum, it is basically for the animals. Now this phylum, it consists of the following classes. Which are the classes included? Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammals. The phylum Chordata includes what? Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammals. Now all these classes have certain common features. What are the common features in all these classes? One of the common feature is the presence of notochord, and another one is the dorsal hollow neural system. Now notochord students, notochord is a rod-like structure which is located on the dorsal side of the body. Now first of all, let me introduce you to the term dorsal and ventral. I am standing here. The front portion of my body or this portion of my body is called as the ventral side, and the back part of my body is called as the dorsal side. When some organism is in this manner, so the upper side is called as the dorsal side and the part which lies nearer to the ground is called as the ventral side. So now these are the all classes which are included in the phylum Chordata. Why? Because all these classes have some common feature like presence of notochord. So notochord is a rod-like structure which is located on the dorsal side of the body. In us, that notochord is later transformed into what? It is transformed into the vertebral column. And another feature is the dorsal hollow neural system. Dorsal side of the body consists of the nervous system. So as these two features are common to all these classes are placed into a common phylum called as the Chordata. So that is regarding the phylum or division. Now we will deal with the highest taxonomic category, that is the kingdom. So kingdom is the highest taxonomic category. Very important for NEET students. Which is the lowest taxonomic category? Species. And the highest taxonomic category, it is the kingdom. So all the animals which belong to the various phylum, they are assigned a kingdom called as the Animalia. And same way, all the plants which are placed in different division, they are placed into the kingdom Plantae. Clear students? All the animals which belong to the various phyla, they are placed into the highest category Animalia, kingdom Animalia. Similarly, all the plants belonging to the various division are placed into the kingdom Plantae. So now students, you can see species to phylum. This is the arrangement in which order? Ascending order. From species to kingdom, the arrangement is in ascending order. From kingdom to species, the arrangement is in the descending order. Now students, these 7 categories, which 7 categories? Kingdom, phylum or division, class, order, family, genus and species. These all taxonomic categories, that is from species to kingdom, they are called as broad categories or obligate categories. What are they called as? Broad categories or the obligate categories, which means each and every organism will belong to these 7 categories. Obligate means compulsory. Each and every organism will be assigned these categories. But taxonomists, they have also developed certain subcategories. And why the taxonomists have developed the subcategories? To facilitate more sound and scientific placement of taxa. So to prepare the more scientific arrangement of various taxons, scientists have developed the subcategories. And students, these subcategories are called as what? They are called as the intermediate categories. The subcategories are called as intermediate categories. It is not compulsorily that all the organisms should have the intermediate categories. Yes, but it is compulsory that each and every organism will have the obligate categories. So now students, we will study the intermediate categories for the obligate categories. For kingdom, it is subkingdom. For phylum or division, it is subphylum or subdivision. For class, it is subclass. For order, suborder and superorder. Family, it is subfamily. Genus, it is subgenus. And for species, it is subspecies, variety and race. So students, this is regarding the intermediate categories. As from species to kingdom, it is which arrangement called as ascending order, and from kingdom to species it is descending orders. Now students, again we will recall that as we move from species to kingdom, what will happen? The similarities in the character decreases, right? As we move from species to kingdom, the similarities in the character decreases, and as we move from kingdom to species, the similarities in the characters, they keep on increasing. Here we are talking about what? We are talking about the characters. So what we can say? All the organisms belonging to the same species will have maximum number of common characters, and all the members belonging to the kingdom will have least number of the common characters. So this is regarding all the broad categories, or you can say obligate categories, and we have also discussed regarding the intermediate categories. Now students, we will study taxonomic categories of certain organisms. 5 organisms taxonomic categories are mentioned. So we will study them. Now students, we will take some common examples and study their taxonomic categories. Students, this basically this table is very important for your NEET studies as well as for your board studies. It is very important. So now students, we will study the common name, their biological name, genus and species, their family, their order, their class, their phylum or division. If it is an animal, it will be phylum, and if it is a plant, it will be division, and finally their kingdom. So students, the first one is the man or human being. So its biological name is Homo sapiens. Now students, you can see that I have underlined the both words separately. Why? Because scientific names when handwritten should be underlined separately. So Homo sapiens. From this, the first word Homo is what? It is its genus, and the sapiens is what? The sapiens is the species. Now humans, they belong to the family Hominidae. Which family? Hominidae. Their order is Primata, their class is Mammalia, the phylum or division is Chordata, and finally they belong to the kingdom Animalia. So these are all the taxonomic categories of human beings, of men. Biological name Homo sapiens, genus is Homo, species is Sapiens, family is Hominidae, the order is Primata, class is Mammalia, phylum here as it is an human being and it is an animal, we will write the phylum. So when you are told to write the taxonomic category of human or men, what you will mention there? Phylum. Never mention division, it will be wrong. And we belong to the kingdom Animalia. Clear, students? Now students, when you write any taxonomic category, it should be in order. You begin from genus, end till family, end to kingdom, or you begin from kingdom and end to genus. But it is very much necessary that you write them in order. It is better you begin from genus, family, order, class, phylum and kingdom. Now student, next example we are taking is the housefly. Now students, the biological name of housefly is Musca domestica. Now students, I have underlined here also both the words separately, which indicates that it is a scientific name. When handwritten, it should be underlined separately to show the Latin origin. It belongs to the genus Musca, the family is Muscidae, order is Diptera, class is Insecta, again phylum is Arthropoda, as it is an animal, we will be considering what? Phylum, and it belongs to the kingdom Animalia. So students, this is for the housefly. Musca domestica, genus Musca, family Muscidae, order Diptera, class Insecta, phylum Arthropoda and kingdom Animalia. Now we will deal with the two examples of the plants. So first one is mango, that is Mangifera indica. Mangifera indicates what, students? Genus, and indica represents the species. Family is Anacardiaceae, the order is Sapindales, the class is Dicotyledone, the division is Angiospermae and kingdom is Plantae. Now as mango is a plant, which term we are using here? We are using the term division. So when you are told to write the classification of mango, what you will be writing here? You will be writing the division. And lastly, the wheat. The biological or scientific name of wheat is Triticum aestivum. What is the name? Triticum aestivum. Students, be very careful. When you write all the scientific name in your notebook, you will be underlining both the words, the name of the genus and species separately as you are writing it, and the underline indicates that the words are of the Latin origin. So wheat is a common name, its scientific or biological name is Triticum aestivum. I have underlined both the words separately. It belongs to the genus Triticum, species is aestivum, family is Poaceae, order is Poales, class is Monocotyledone, the division is Angiospermae and the kingdom is Plantae. So this is the description for the four common organisms: man, housefly, mango and wheat. So students, today we end our lecture here. What have we discussed today? We have discussed the taxonomic categories. We have also discussed the classification of the four organisms, as well as we have studied certain intermediate categories. In the next lecture, we will be dealing with the last part of our chapter, that is taxonomical aids, which means the substances, things which can be used to study taxonomy. I end my lecture here today. So, thank you students.